Harlequin is the most popularly known of the zanni or comic servant characters from the Italian Commedia dell'arte. It was introduced by the successful Italian actor Tristano Martinelli in the 1580s, and it became a stock character after Tristano's death in 1630. The derived genre of the Harlequinade, where the Harlequin character takes center stage, came to England in the 18th century. The Harlequin is characterized by his checkered costume. His role is that of a light-hearted, nimble and astute servant, often acting to thwart the plans of his master, and pursuing his own love interest, Colombina, with wit and resourcefulness, often competing with the sterner and melancholic Pierrot. He later develops into a prototype of the romantic hero. Harlequin inherits his physical agility and his trickster qualities, as well as his name, from a mischievous devil character in medieval passion plays. In Victorian England, the Harlequin was routinely paired with the clown figure. The clown with his brutishness acted as a foil for the more sophisticated Harlequin. The most influential such pair were the Payne brothers, active during the 1860s and 1870s, substantially shaping the 20th century slapstick genre. Name: the name Harlequin is taken from that of a mischievous devil, or demon character in popular French passion plays. It originates with an Old French term Harlequin, Harlequin, first attested in the 11th century, by the chronist Audric Vitalis, who recounts that he was pursued by a troop of demons when wandering on the coast of Normandy at night. These demons were led by a masked, club-wielding giant and they were known as familiar Harlequin. This medieval French version of the Germanic wild hunt, Messner copyrighted Arlequin, has been connected to the English figure of Harlequin. Harlequin was depicted a black-faced emissary of the devil, roaming the countryside with a group of demons chasing the damned souls of evil people to hell. The physical appearance of Harlequin offers an explanation for the traditional colors of Harlequin's red and black mask. The first known appearance on stage of a Harlequin figure is dated to 1262, the character of a masked and hooded devil in Jardin la Failerie by Adam de la Halle, and it became a stock character in French passion plays. The name also appears as that of a devil, as Arlecchino, in Dante's Inferno. History: the reinterpretation of the devil's stock character as a zanni character of the Commedia dell'arte took place in the 16th century. Zanganissa, whose troupe is first mentioned in Mantua in the late 1560s, was one of the earliest known actors believed to have performed the part. The patched costume is due to Tristano Martinelli, whose zanni wore a linen costume of colorful patches, and a hair tail on his cap to indicate cowardice. Tristano's Harlequin also had a black leather half-mask, a moustache and a pointed beard. The name Harlequin was Tristano's choice for his character, loaned from the name of the popular French devil character it resembled. He was very successful, performing in Italy and in France, even playing at court and becoming a favorite of Henry IV of France, to whom he addressed insolent monologues. Tristano's great success contributed to the perpetuation of his interpretation of the zanni role, along with the name of his character, after his death in 1630, among others, by Nicholas Squared Zecca, active c. 1630 in Bologna as well as Turin and Mantua. Further transformations of the character occurred in France, where Arlecchino was performed at the Coma copyright d'Italienne in Italian by Tristano Martinelli, Giovan Battista Andrini, and Angelo Costantini. The role was played in French as Arlequin in the 1660s by Dominique Biancalelli, who combined the zanni types, making his Arlecchino witty, neat, and fluent in a croaking voice, which became as traditional as the squawk of Punch. The Italians were expelled from France in 1697 for satirizing King Louis XIV's second wife, Madame de Maintenon, but returned in 1716, when Tommaso Antonio Vicentini became famous in the part. The rhombus shape of the patches arose by adaptation to the Paris fashion of the 17th century by Biancalelli. Characteristics and dramatic function. The primary aspect of Arlecchino was his physical agility. While generally depicted as stupid and gluttonous, he was very nimble and performed the sort of acrobatics the audience expected to see. The character would never perform a simple action when the addition of a cartwheel, somersault, or flip would spice up the movement. Within these restrictions the character was tremendously elastic. Various troupes and actors would alter his behavior to suit style, personal preferences, or even the particular scenario being performed. He is typically cast as the servant of an innamorato or vecchio, much to the detriment of the plans of his master. Arlecchino often had a love interest in the person of Colombina, or in older plays any of the soubrette roles, and his lust for her was only superseded by his desire for food and fear of his master. Occasionally, Arlecchino would pursue the innamorata, though rarely with success, as in the Recueil facade of the 16th century, where he is shown trying to woo Donna Lucia for himself by masquerading as a foreign nobleman. He also is known to try to win any given lady for himself if he chances upon anyone else trying to woo her, by interrupting or ridiculing the new competitor. He eventually became something more of a romantic hero around the 18th century, when his popularity provoked the Harlequinade. Variants. Du Chartres lists the following as variations on the Harlequin role: Trivellino or Trivelin. Name is said to mean tatterdemalion. One of the oldest versions of Harlequin, dating to the 15th century. Costume almost identical to Harlequin's, but had a variation of the 17th century where the triangular patches were replaced with moons, stars, circles and triangles. In 18th century France, Trivellino was a distinct character from Harlequin. They appeared together in a number of comedies by Pierre de Marivaux, including L'Aile des Esclaves, Truffa, Trifaldin or Truffaldino. Popular characters with Gozzi and Goldoni, but said to be best when used for improvisations. By the 18th century was a Bergamasque caricature. Guazzetto. Costume like the old zannis but accessorized with a sort of poncho, or otherwise a giant three-tiered collar. Known for his dancing. Zaccagnino. Character dating to the 15th century. Bagatino. A juggler. See also, Harlequinade, Harlequin, repent, Harlequin. Said the Ticktookman, tricky slave. References, notes. Sources: Banham, Martin, editor. The Cambridge Guide to the Theatre. Cambridge, Cambridge University Press. ISBN 978-0-521-43437-9. Oxford Dictionary's article on Harlequin, external links, the dictionary definition of Harlequin at Wiktionary, media related to Harlequin at Wikimedia Commons, Chisholm, Hugh, ed. Harlequin. Encyclopædia Britannica. Cambridge University Press A.